Hi guys, this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So if you joined me in my recent video and we made these gorgeous little tags here, I thought what we could do is make some similar ones but using some coloured pieces. So I've just punched out a few little oval pieces here with some coloured flowers, and I thought we'd just try and do a very similar concept, and again just using some of our scraps and odds and pieces to just make, you know, very similar basic little tags but using some coloured pieces. So all I'm going to do in the first instance is I've got this coloured, this is scrapbook paper, it's actually double-sided. Personally, I'm not that keen on the back of this, so I prefer this side of it. What I thought I'd do is just literally cut out some tags or some tag shapes from this. So, you know, it was just kind of floating around on my desk and I thought it would be just perfect for this project. So we'll just cut out, and you know, of course they don't have to be identical sizes or anything, just yeah, just any sort of size that we can do. So I'm just going to cut that one down because otherwise that's just like a great big square. Okay, so oh my gosh, awful cutting going on this morning. Okay, let's bin those, and this one hopefully get kind of two from there. Okay, and then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to cut the corners down. I mean, because they're small tags, I don't very often use the, you know, the method of, I probably should, you know, mirroring the corner over. When they're tiny tags, for some reason I just don't bother doing that. I think because personally I would find that quite fiddly, holding on to that teeny triangle, so I just find it easier to just snip into the corners. So just like that, and then the final one just like that. Okie dokie, so get rid of those corners. And then the first thing that I want to do is obviously back them onto something so that I don't have the patterned paper showing at the back. So here I've got some fly sheet from a book, from a vintage book. So I'm just going to layer these up along there. Oops. Okay. So I hope everyone's having a good day. I hope you're managing to do some crafting. It's a sunny day here, so yeah, it's nice. Okay. There we go. I'll just use my spreader just to, you know, spread that down. Okie dokie. So just do my next one. Okie doke. So I'm just going to stick all of these down as much as I can fit on here. I may have to use something else as well, which I've got another couple of sheets of some other sort of paper that I can use if I start running out of this. So there we go. And the next one, I'll probably avoid this where I've got the price tag. And obviously because this is scrapbook paper, it's kind of thickish. So hence why I can now back these onto just paper, because the scrapbook paper itself is, you know, is thickish. If it was flimsy, I would obviously back them onto thicker card. So I just vary it. If the card that, you know, the front card is thickish, then I back it onto paper, and vice versa. So if then the decorative paper or the front layer is thinnish, then I would back it onto card. So I just kind of have one layer of quite thick and one layer of paper generally. You know, because I find then I find that then you have a good thickness of tag. Oops. Okie dokie. yeah, it's very nice weather. And I know, just so boring, and I say this so many times, but honestly I say it because I just think not everyone watches my channel, obviously. And if you stumbled across my video for the first time and you then were living in the UK and looked out and thought, well, the weather's dreadful, what's she talking about? You know, I'm not lying, I'm filming ahead. And so when I'm filming this, the weather is gorgeous. But I'm not necessarily saying the weather is now gorgeous today in real life. Okay, right. So that was good. I did manage to get all 5 tags out of that one sheet of paper, which is brilliant because I've obviously got rid of one piece of paper from my desk. Well, actually 2, because this was also floating on my desk. So that's 2 bits of paper gone from my desk. I mean, obviously that's just a drop in the ocean, isn't it? But it does feel good. It does feel good when you manage to use, you know, that one little piece. Okay, right. So spread my tags on there. Okay, and then I'm just going to cut them out like that. That's the first one. Okie dokie. Just cut this one out. I'm just going to cut it like that because it's easier when it's then not, you know, not being weighed down and kind of flopping about with the weight of the tags. So it's easier to kind of break it down into smaller pieces of paper. So there we go. And this one. Okie dokie, and then just the final 2. Yeah, I'm just doing this really because I so enjoyed making those tags. I don't really know why, but for some reason I just really had a nice time making them. So I thought, oh, I could make some, you know, some more colourful ones. And actually I might even have an idea to make a 3rd lot. And we'll kind of see how that pans out. But yeah, you'll all be so bored and think, oh my gosh, yes, we've seen enough of those tiny tags. Stop with the videos. But sometimes, you know, you do one thing and it just spurs on an idea for something else, doesn't it? So that's kind of, I think, what's happened here. So oh, I've actually got 6 ovals, so I'm not going to be able to use them all. So that's fine. Right. And obviously these I kept very neutral. I did a stamped background and, you know, we just went for the black and white theme. These I'm obviously going for, you know, brighter colours and things. So I've just got some scrap paper here. This is just from my Victorian Adverts printable, but I thought would look quite pretty with the nice colours on the flowers. So I'm going to kind of mix up some bright colours, I think. So that looks quite nice, doesn't it? And we will just ink this up. Okie dokie. Put that down like that. Now, do I want to ink around here? Actually, I'm going to tear that top bit down because it's very straight, isn't it? Just don't really like the straight edges. Now, do we want anything kind of breaking that up? Because I did want it on the floral background, but is that too blendy? You know, is this getting lost on there? Does it look better with sort of a bit of doily or something to just break it up a bit? I'm not sure. Let me just move that out the way. Let's have a look. Just kind of makes it stand out a little bit more. And I am wondering whether on these we did some stamping in the background, because this is a very plain neutral paper, I'm wondering whether we could stamp in the background, maybe picking up something from the colour that's on the flowers. So do I dare? That's the question. Do I dare, or am I going to make these look absolutely awful? I could make them look awful, to be fair. Very easily they could just look appalling. Let's just bring in a couple of ink pads. So I've got the fuchsia pink. Now let me just grab in some book page so that I can check out just how bright and, you know, in your face that's going to look, because of course it might be that that's just too bright and we're going to be like, oh my gosh, what's she doing? Why has she put that really, really, really bright pink on there? Or it might look okay. So I've got some book page here. Let's have a look. Now, what stamp shall we use in the background? Actually, I'm just thinking, because I found a stamp the other day. So on one of my Tidy Fridays, I actually found this stamp, which I've had for years, and obviously I'd forgotten about it. It was in my cupboard, and yeah, I just kind of discovered it. But it's quite a nice stamp, isn't it? Now, as you can see, I mean, it's obviously peeling away from the back and everything, so it's seen better days. But let's just try that just on the book page and see what that's like. It might be that this is too, you know, way too patterned. I'm not sure. But let's try it. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, I must have had this for years. I didn't even remember having this. Oh, that's not a great stamp, is it? Let's try again. It's one of those quite thirsty stamps, and you know, I don't find that I get the best stamped impression from it. And that's probably why it had ended up just in the cupboard, because I'd probably not really used it for a long time. I'm going to peel it off of here because it's kind of coming away from the block anyway. Oh, it's a really sticky surface. Yuck. Right. Let me just try. So I'm getting a much better impression there. Now, can I imagine this against the pink? I do quite like it, actually. So, oh, do I dare? Do I dare? Oh, let's go for it. Sometimes you've just got to be brave, haven't you, and kind of go for things. So let's just put a bit of stamp just kind of around randomly. Okay, right. Let me get rid of that. Let me get a wipe in now, because my fingers are really sticky now. Which is crazy, isn't it? Because it wasn't sticky enough to be sticking on the block properly, but it's sticky enough to make me feel really mucky and horrible. Right, okay. Okay, right. So let's just put the lid on this, because I'm pretty messy with my stamping, and I could very easily end up, you know, stamping everything pink. Oh, I do like that. Yeah, the pink just kind of adds a little bit something to there, doesn't it? So let's just move that out of the way. Okay, so you have to excuse my really sticky fingers now. They're now kind of just picking up fibres and things like that from everything that I touch. So sorry about that. It's just one of those things, I'm afraid. Right. So let's stick this paper down here, like that. I mean, to be fair, I did quite like it neutral. I didn't not like it. But, you know, I do quite like a splash of colour, as you know. So. Okay. Let's just now pop the oval down as well. Okay. Oh, how pretty is that? It's really nice, isn't it? So, I mean, that is quite over at the edge, but I don't mind that, actually. Okay, just press that down. Oops. Yeah, I like that. So I'm just going to rough the edges up, I think, a bit of the tag. And then I'm just going to ink around. So it's just got a sort of dark edge, I think. So where's my dark? Okay, oops. Just want to do it right on the edges. Don't want to be, you know, inking the entire tag necessarily. Okay. Oh, that's so pretty. Yeah, I really like that. And I'm just going to go round a bit on the edge on the back as well. Okay, right, so that's one. Let's do another one, and you know, then I'm probably going to stitch these on the sewing machine. So let's take another flower. So let's have the yellow. So again, just going to ink up the flower in the first place. Okay. Now, do we want a bit more of this paper? Or have I got some other paper that might be nice? This one might be nice, actually. This is some Artsology paper. That's quite pretty. Okay. I'm just having a look, literally, through my little scraps box, actually. That's just here to the side of me. Let's see about this one. No. Well, I mean, I guess we could just have some book page or something. You know, that would look equally good, wouldn't it? Oh, let's just have some book page on there, I think, yeah. So just... I think I want that slightly thinner. Like that. Now, do we want to have that stamping in green? Because obviously I've got the green on the leaves, and I'm thinking that we could have some olive green stamping. So again, let me just stamp this off. Oh gosh, I'm going to get really sticky again. Ugh. Thinking I should really stick something over here, and then that would stop that, you know, me from getting my hands really mucky. And I'm sure that lots of you are shouting at the screen with really brilliant ideas of what I could actually coat it with, but yeah, I can't really think of anything at the moment. But yeah, if I could do that, then obviously it would stop that foam from obviously being really revolting to touch. Right, my olive green stamp is quite dried up. I could do with buying a new one, so ink pad. So that's not really cutting the mustard on that stamp. So let me just get rid of that. And I'm just going to pull in from my Distress inks, which I seem to have an ever-growing pile of actually now. I'm building up quite a collection of colours, which is fantastic. I'm really pleased that I am. Okay, so I've got a couple of colours here. So let's just check these out. So I've got this one here, which was, what was this? Peeled paint, this one is. Okay, well that's not too bad. Let me just do it again. And actually this one, Pine Needles, which I feel like this is very green from memory. Well, perhaps I could mix the two. So go over that. Okay, and then just stamp that down. Just again, just a bit of random, you know, just like that. Okay, let me just again wipe that sticky residue now a little bit. Ugh. You know what's going to happen. I mean, by the end of this video, I'm going to be literally stuck like Edward Scissorhands, and I've said that before, but with just bits of paper all over my hands. Oh dear. Right, so we have this here, and then we were going for the daffodil, weren't we? Or the daffodils. So they look really pretty on there, and then we could layer those with, that's pretty, isn't it? So I'm going to just ink the book page before I stick it down. Okie dokie. And we'll just glue that on. Okay. And then I do like the doily, to be honest. It just, you know, breaks it up slightly, doesn't it? So just pop the doily down. Like that. Okay. Get my dry wipe now to press that. So this is turning out to be a really messy video, even though it wasn't supposed to be, but purely due to that sticky residue on the back of that stamp. So I might have to stop using that stamp in a minute. Okay, so just pop that like that. And then again, just going to rough those edges up. I do just really like the roughed edges. I think they just add a little bit extra dimension to the tag, because otherwise it's got quite a flat appearance. So just kind of add in a bit of rough kind of edge, just, yeah, just kind of adds a little bit extra something. Just inking that around the edge. Now I'm just wondering whether we could be a bit adventurous here and just ink like maybe one little part in the green. Oh, I'm not very good with being adventurous, I have to say, when it comes to inking, but let's have a look. Okay, so fingers crossed here. There we go. So we just have a little bit more green coming through just at that top bit. So that's quite nice, isn't it? Right, pop that to one side. Let's just dab off my blending tool. Okay, right, next one. Oops. I'm not going to use this stamp this time because, yeah, I'm going to put it to one side. I'm fed up now with getting really sticky, so I'm not going to use it this time. Okay, so let's use this gorgeous pink one here. Now what should we back that with? So again, just having a look through my little scraps box, seeing what scrappy papers I've got here. Let me ink this up, because I mean sometimes just by inking it, obviously it takes on such a different look. Okay. I mean, all these florals are just from my curator's collection, but of course, you know, you could use anything that you've got. You don't have to be using, you know, the same florals as me or anything like that if you're doing something like this. You know, just use what you've got in your stash. Let's try that art solitary page again. I feel like it's a little bit lost in there. No. Honestly, I mean, you would hope that I've got something suitable in here in my box of scraps, but I'm not sure that I do have now. You can just have all the scraps in the world, can't you? But you just often don't have quite the right thing. I know this is really out there because obviously this blue, and it was obviously not at all what I was thinking, but what do we think to that? Because sometimes it's, you know, nice to not be safe, isn't it? And go for the unexpected option. Just have a look. Oh, yeah, I'm still getting stuck to everything. I think that's quite nice, actually. Do we think that's quite nice? I do quite like it. I don't know why. I do quite like it. Let me just tone the blue down a little bit, hopefully, with the vintage photo. So it's more vintagey and less bright. Let's go for this. Now, are we going to have any stamping in the background? That's the question. I do want to have something, I think. Yeah, I'm definitely not touching that stamp again, because it's just getting crazy how sticky I'm becoming. So yeah, I'm not going to do that again. Should we just have some script, I think, in the background? Now, what colour shall we have the script? What do you think? Do we think, let me just pull in these and just, oh, that's gorgeous, isn't it? Oops, so is that gorgeous? Now, what do we think? On the pink or on the green? On the pink, yep. So I'm just going to stamp a little bit of pink around on here. What did I do with my pink? I put it out the way to be safe. Okay. Just stamp a little bit of pink there and down there. Oops. Oh gosh, what a mess I've made of that stamping. Okay, right. Let's get that out of the way. Let's stick this on here. Okay. I mean, actually, to be honest, that's not really showing up a great deal that it is pink, because it's not such a filled-in stamp as the sticky one. It's not really that apparent that it's pink, but we might ink around this in pink, perhaps. So let's just put the doily down. Like that. And then the gorgeous pink flower. I've done that too far over now. I could put some more pink here, actually, because I've obviously got a bit of room there. So let me just cover that up with a bit of book page whilst I do that, so I don't stamp on the doily. Okay, so hopefully that's going to be good now. Oops. Just pop this one down. And then again, I'm just going to rough up those edges. And I might just do, how we did that touch of green, I might just do a sort of touch of pink somewhere here to bring the pink in. And again, actually, I have got a pink distress, distress ink. Which again, I mean, I don't particularly use that often, but we could maybe use that, so. My daughter's up here now and she's doing some crafting, so if you can hear someone madly, furiously cutting, that's her. She's cutting away with her... You're cutting some purple stuff. Nice. Lovely. Okay, so let's just again try this. Okay, where would we like the pink? Maybe down here. Quite nice, isn't it? Actually, I might have a bit more. I might just have a touch of pink over here as well, a bit on the doily as well. Looks quite pretty, doesn't it? Yeah. So I forgot to distress the back. I'll just go around the back slightly. Okay, so that's that one. So they're all looking quite different so far. So we've got 2 more left to do. Let's just grab those in. Right, I'm going to get rid of that one. We'll do that another time. So these couple here. So this one's actually got obviously that blue. So I could pull in just, you know, this, which is then brilliant because I'm using up the whole of this piece of scrap from my scrap box, which is great. Okay, so I have this big white edge on there, so I definitely want to get rid of that. Let me just dab off my dabber so I don't have pink on there. Okay. Just ink up the piece itself. Okie dokie. Right, so if we have that there, definitely covering a bit of that up because I, you know, don't want necessarily that image there showing. Okay, let's just grab in some book page. Oh, this might be too black, to be honest, this, but yeah, it's a little bit kind of busy, that one. So I don't think that's going to be quite right. I've got this one here. Is that just getting too much blue on there, do you think? Or we could have it kind of more... I'm going to glue this down because then this won't be moving anymore. Oh, you know what I've forgotten to do? Didn't do any stamping on the background of this one. Oh, well, let's not do stamping on this one. We will have one without the stamping. Okay. Oh, bye, darling. Be safe. Have a nice day, sweetie. Love you. Hope you have a nice time, darling. Okay, so I'm filming this on a Sunday. I don't that often do videos on a Sunday, but I was so excited to to do some more of these tags. So my husband's taking my youngest son to work, and you know, my daughter's here with me, and then my eldest son, as you know, he's doing his electrician apprenticeship, but he's actually phoned and got in contact with a carpenter because he would like to, you know, pick up some carpentry skills and things, and, you know, try and sort of get knowledge of some other trades as well. So he phoned him during the week and asked whether he would be able to go and, you know, just pick up some work at weekends with him to just, you know, learn some bits and pieces of that trade as well. So he's going for his first day today with that carpenter who's very kindly, you know, agreed that he can do that. So that's really nice for him, and, you know, really good that he took the initiative and, you know, reached out and tried to obviously, you know, get some weekend work with a different trade, because, well, obviously I'm excited because I've got a whole bunch of things that I could do with being done. So yeah, that would be awesome if he can pick up some other skills, to be honest. From my point of view, I mean, obviously from his point of view it would be even better, but just from a selfish point of view, I've got a whole bunch of things that I could think of that I would like him to be able to do. So, yeah, fingers crossed. Right, I've now looked through my Distress inks again, and I've got this Faded Jeans one. I mean, again, I'm just kind of having a bit of fun here with some of my other inks because I really don't very often, I was going to say dabble, you know, I don't really, but yeah, don't really dabble with other colours. Now, this is quite a dark one. I hope I'm not going to spoil this, but just going to, again, just rough those edges like that. And then I'm going to go in with that blue. Because we didn't do any of the stamping, so maybe we can add a bit of, you know, extra interest by going around with the blue. Wow, that's really nice, isn't it? Yeah, really like that. Okay, so that's that one. Yay, we're on the home stretch now. We just have one more to do. And then we can go to the sewing machine and kind of finish them off. So, oops, gosh, that's going to be a hard one to get off of my sponge, no doubt. Oh, never mind. Right. Okay, so what are we going to have here behind this little yellow one? So, oh, I keep on dragging the same papers in, don't I? Trying to use them. I wonder if we should have another. That's really nice. I'm just going to do that, I think. Okay, just tear that down. I do like colour, you know. Well, I say that. Equally, I do love the black and white, you know, or the black and vintage type shade that we did in the last video. I thought they looked pretty lovely. Right, just trying to make sure that this is not going to be inking blue all over my piece. Right, so let's ink this up a bit with the vintage photo. I wonder if I'm better off with it. No. Let me just tear this down here. Okay, now I'm just wondering whether we do want any further stamping on here. So again, let me just hold this on a couple of the other colours. Oh, let's have some green on there again, because that green looks pretty nice, doesn't it? Right, again, I'm going to steer clear of the whole sticky stamp. So let's use the stamp that we used in the last video and just mix those greens, okay? Okay, so that looks quite nice, doesn't it? Right, let's get that out of the way. Okay, right, let's have a look. Let's have a look and see how that's going to look. Yeah, I love how that looks actually. So let's pop this one down. Yeah, this is super fun actually, these little tags. So I hope that you like them. I hope it's not just me who's having fun with these, but I hope you guys are too. Right, did I rough this up yet? No, I don't think I did. I'm just going to go around the edge. Okay, and then I'm just going to distress ink it first with the vintage photo. And then I'm going to go round again with the green, I think. Okay, go around a bit at the back. Oh dear, that back's getting a bit messy, isn't it? Never mind. Right. Okay, I should probably wipe down my mat, to be honest, because maybe I'm getting ink all over there. Okay, yep, I was getting ink all over there because it came up pretty inky. Right, and I'm just going to take a bit of that peeled paint and again just kind of make somewhere quite greeny, I think probably here. Okay, so that will do. Right, let me get these out the way before I muck up anything with the inks. And I probably do want to just have a little bit of doily on here. Yeah. Again, the doily just kind of breaks it up a bit. Otherwise, it's just, you know, blending in a little bit too much, I think. So, okey-doke. Just pop that there. Oops. I'm just going to have that on there. Right. And then I'm going to go over to the sewing machine. Now, I can't decide what thread I'm going to use. I haven't really got a huge variety of colours. Because obviously it would have been quite nice probably to match the thread with the pieces, but I don't really have sort of a whole ton of different threads, so I'm going to go over and see, you know, what I have got. So I will be back. Right, I'm back from the sewing machine. So I managed to get some pale blue thread, so I've done around this one with the pale blue, and I did around the oval as well. So yeah, shoddy sewing on the back there, so I apologise for that. And then the others I did in this gorgeous oh, I don't know really what shade of green it is, but it's, yeah, a really beautiful sort of very dark emerald green. And I've stitched either around the ovals or in these ones, this one and this one I did the oval and the around the card. These ones I just did around the oval, but I thought that they looked quite pretty like that. So let's finish them off now with a few nice little bits and pieces. So again, I've brought in my chipboard tiles, which I thought again might look quite good. That I think just looks gorgeous actually on that one. So I'm just going to attach that just with some glue. So I'll just glue, hello gorgeous, just glue across here. Okay, so I'm just going to stick that on there. Super pretty, because that colour just really picks out like the leaves from the flowers. Isn't that gorgeous? So I'm just going to put that to one side. So that's that one. And then some of these, I've got my little drawer of bows. Just see if I've got any that are going to look really pretty. Oh, that's quite scrumptious on there, isn't it? Yeah, I'm quite loving that one. So I'm just going to hot glue that down. That's really pretty. Just love that green on there. It just lifts that whole tag, doesn't it? You know, that tag's gone from being sort of quite vintagey and almost dark in colour, and that bow just, you know, brings it right out and just, scrumptious. Really, really pretty. Right. And then these ones, what should we have on these? Not sure, but actually I was wondering about putting something further on this one, so maybe like a little black number, and if I got a black word, I thought the black word might look quite good as well. So oops, oh gosh, sorry, I just knocked the camera completely. I think I've got some black words here beside me. Of course now I can't find them. I definitely have got some there, but they're obviously buried in amongst everything that's there, so that's very annoying. Right, okay, so we won't have a black word on there. I have got this, which capture the moment in black. Let me just, if I tear that in half, and I had to capture the moment. Right, let me get rid of that white kind of core there, which doesn't look so good, and then just, oh, is that green or is that brown? I can't remember the last colour I used on here, so let me just go over it again. Right, and then just ink there. I guess we could have it like that. That's quite pretty, isn't it? I mean, that wasn't really, you know, what I was thinking, but it looks fine. So I'm just going to put that down there, and this one here. And I'm wondering if we could actually have, oh, I don't know now. Got my organza ribbon. So I know this would be like a giant bow on here, but thinking we could do like a big giant bow on there. Or we could have it just with a sort of, oh, perhaps that looks quite nice, to be fair. So let's just cut this down, and I kind of put them together like folded, and then I just fold them down the middle to get, you know, that V-shaped cut. You then cut up, and then you've got two ends with the V shape. I know, like, not anything very difficult, so I apologise if I'm trying to kind of like, well, not trying, but if I'm being insulting, but you know, things like that, oh, especially when I've done it so dreadfully, but sometimes things like that, you know, I didn't know how to do when I first started crafting, and they're just kind of handy little tips and handy things to just, you know, to just use, I think, in your crafting. So I might staple that on, and then perhaps we could have a bow there as well. So let me just pull in my stapler. It's on the floor behind me in my little bag, where I obviously took it out with me yesterday. So I'm just going to staple that on there. Okie dokie, right. Just staple that. Oh, the ribbon is kind of like going too wide to actually get the stapler in. Okay, let's try and, well, I couldn't really have made that look any more difficult, could I? But it was a little bit fiddly. And then, should we have that pink bow or a different colour bow? Oh, I've got these, not that one, because that's like huge, but got these little yellow ones. I just thought, do they pick up like the yellow from the centre of the flower? But I'm not sure, they might be a bit weird. Could have a green one. That's quite nice, to be fair. Yeah, let's just have that one. Okay, so just pop that one down there. Go and just hot glue that one on. Okay, and then these two, what should we do with these? Just ink that up a little bit more. Let's have another look, see whether... Oh, let's pull in one of those yellow ones on here. Determined to use this yellow somewhere here, aren't I? Oh. These yellow bows, I can't remember now where I got these. Pretty colour though, very pretty colour. Oh, that's gorgeous on there, isn't it? Just looks super pretty. Yeah, I do really like that. Now, do we want like some ribbon as well, I wonder? Let's just get my polka dot green. Might be that this is like too yeah, it's a little bit insignificant on there. Right, let's just put my bow down. Oh gosh. As I'm touching it, I'm kind of like destroying the shape of the bow. Oh, and now I've just now... Oh, well. I was trying to twist that leg round, so that was the polka dot side showing, and I think I had done that initially. And then I obviously touched it again and pushed it back. I'm just wondering whether we could have a little line of polka dot ribbon kind of just stapled, like in a sort of ruffly effect on there. I mean, it doesn't really need it, but it might be something quite fun. So again, just kind of folding that in half to get that little V shape. And then I don't necessarily want it right the way across the bottom. So I'm just going to go in here, just staple that down like that. Oops. Like that. And then one more just at the side. Oops. Okay, and then just now, again, just kind of try and fold that over. I'm making a hideous job of this, but it's fiddly to get to now that it's obviously stapled on. There we go. Oh, there we go. That will do. So that looks sweet, doesn't it? Just on there, just finishes that off nicely. And then we've got this one here, which, again, let's decide what we want to do. So do we want to try and bring out the pink, or do we want to try and bring out the blue? That's the question, because we obviously mixed that up, didn't we, with the blue and the pink. So just popping that green polka dot bow back. Oops. Oh, that's a tight squeeze to get that back in there. Perhaps it didn't come from there. Oh, this one's a tough one. I can't really decide. Oh, I have to say, although that does not go, there's something kind of really striking about that, isn't there? And I have actually got some, it's not the right colour blue. I just thought, oh, if that was the right colour, we could do another little bit of blue, kind of in a little ruffle across there. I mean, sometimes I just think you've got to do sort of something unexpected. Something kind of, yeah, different and unexpected. Because then it's, you know, that's really fun, isn't it? Okay, let's staple that ruffle down. Oh my gosh, this is really fiddly. Okay, and then this one here. Okay, and then we'll just do one more, but just a teeny one here, just at the edge. And again, I'm just going to try and cut this, but I'm obviously going to make a rubbish job. Rubbish job, because it's now too close to the card. There we go. Well, not too bad. And right, let's put this ribbon away, I think, unless we do... could do like a little, that might be quite nice to do like a little V-shape sort of tag there. Or I'm wondering if I bring in this really pretty pink, whether I could, because this seems too skinny for me, you know, to have like there, like that. It just looks a bit too thin. So what I wondered is if I line it with like the pink, so I then had the pink and the blue, just staple that on. It just kind of makes it thicker and look a bit more significant. So I'm going to try and do that. Right, do you know what I should do is probably glue that to there. Right, let's just cut that down. Okay, let me put the ribbon away because I'm trying to be super organised and, you know, stay on top of my mess, and put put things away as I use them. So pop that one away, pop the pink one away. Okay. Oh, right. Oh, this is going to be a bit fiddly, I think. Haven't ever done this before, so yeah, I think this is going to be a little bit fiddly. We're just going to run a line of glue straight the way across there. And then we're going to just pop this one down. Whoops. Running that length of the ribbon. I probably should have done this tag first, because then I could have waited properly for it to dry, couldn't I? But hindsight's a wonderful thing. Obviously, I wasn't planning on doing this, so it didn't really occur to me until just now. Now, I might struggle to make those little V shapes now because it's obviously wet, but let's give it a go. Oops. Okay, not too bad. Not too bad. And I've probably got it a bit long at the moment, so yeah, it's quite long. So we'll just go in here. Oops, it's still massively long, isn't it? It's hard to judge sometimes what you need. Probably cut it too short now. Yay. Okay, right. So I'm going to go for it like that. And I'm just going to staple that in place, which will also, you know, help to hold that ribbon together if the glue didn't hold it, which there's no reason why it shouldn't. Obviously the glue should hold it. And do we want just a little bow or something on there? That looks really pretty, doesn't it, the white one? Because it just brings out something really delicate and yeah, really delicate into the mix. There we go. Right, let me clear the decks now and show you what we've finished off with. Okay, so I have cleared the desk now, and those are our finished tags. So, I mean, they're quite different looking, I think, to the original ones that we made in my original video. But, you know, just super cute and really, really fun and brilliant way to use up some of your scraps and things like that. So I hope that you like them and have fun if you decide to make some. And thank you so much for joining me. Hopefully see you again soon. Thanks then. Bye.